Hey everybody, so I haven't done a vlog for a while, and I think there's a couple of the reasons for it. It's not just that I haven't been out on expeditions and safaris since, when was my last one? A long time. I think it also has to do with the inspiration and the ideas that you have to share. Just like on social media, I think it's just to put out content for the sake of putting out content is not going to win. So I'm getting closer to a place where I want to share more, and from a vlog point of view, and a couple of things happened. I think the way that I approach my own photography, my own service level on expeditions and tours, and the kind of stuff that I would impart with my guests, that's changed for me. And also, I'm traveling less from an expedition point of view this year, specifically done because I want to kind of go back to the trenches and just be more involved in building the brand that is Wild Eye and my own brand, and marketing and helping the younger junior guides to get up, build their own brands, and kind of be able to add more leverage and weight to the industry. I also think it has to do with inspiration. You get to a point where if you're sharing a lot, and it's a very difficult thing to keep going, you need to get to a place where it feels right, where you want to do it, where you need to do it. And I think I'm almost there. The last couple of days here in Chicago, I ran an urban jungle photography workshop. Now the idea was to take like a cross-genre approach to photography, and we looked at the challenges that you get in wildlife photography because they're very unique. You can't manage your subject, you can't manage the background, you can't always reposition yourself like you could in a studio. Technically, you need to understand your camera so damn well because things happen quickly. Can you, on the fly, change your aperture so that you drop the shutter speed? And so on and so forth. So, after a little theory lecture, I went out with a group, there's 9 of us, and we went on 5-hour, what would you call it? Practical session in the streets of Chicago out here. So, out there, right? So, it's been an amazing experience, and quite honestly, it's one of the more challenging things that I've had to do photographically because, but this, I'm getting to a point here. If you do the same thing all the time and you just keep on doing it, you get so good at it and you get so comfortable with it that it's not challenging anymore. Now, for one, I've got a little bit of a competitive thing in me. I can't just be comfortable. So I found that just teaching wildlife photography became comfortable to the point where you could easily be lecturing on it and your mind's doing other things. So this was a great thing for me, and it was a bit of an eye-opener as to ways that I can go about keeping it fresh for me, and that would obviously keep it fresh for the clients as well. So, loved the photography in the city. The one cool thing that popped up for me is there's so many people out there, right, photographers out there, that they will walk past the city and past all these things, and they don't even see the shot. And this is with the camera looking for something, right? And I'm walking around like, fuck, look at all this. Is amazing from a photography point of view because I'm not desensitized to it. I'm not blasé to it, right? And I think a lot of guys, and I've seen guys on safari who will take you on a drive and they go past great images and great visuals. If you're not a photographer, they drive past great visuals because they start getting blasé about it. It's like, yeah, no, it's just another Impala with light, whatever. So the one thing that I try to impress upon the group, the workshop people this weekend, is look at life photographically. Look at the things around you from a visual photographic. Look with your photographic eye instead of just looking for what you think the best shots are going to be. And that's very true in wildlife photography. Very true. If I look back, and I'm sure you guys will agree photographically, if you look back, way back to when you just started wildlife photography or nature photography, or let's pick another genre, travel, portraits, weddings, whatever, you probably overshot. You shot a hell of a lot more because there was a couple of things. There was an excitement. You were excited to shoot. You might not have been as technically proficient, but you then kept on trying things. If I go back, and now look, I'm not saying you should just shoot more for a better strike rate, whatever the case is, but shoot more and look more. I would have loved, and I still, I'm hoping when I get to New York in a couple of days, I'll be able to take my camera out and go do some photography for me, because we look around and you see these things that could be great images, but before you even pick up your camera, you are deciding whether it's going to be good or bad. Make the image, take the shot, and the more you do that, the more your brain will work itself out. So I wasn't going to go, I was kind of segue down into photography, not the point, but it's been a nice place for me, so I'm going to come back. I want to get more into the vlogging side of it. Now, in the past, I have been very heavily reliant on being out in the field to make vlogs. I didn't often sit and just do this. So I'm going to mix it up a whole bunch more. I'm going to do a whole bunch more of these and just keep on adding the vlog in and in and in. So, and linked to the podcast, I think it's a great way to share. You have to be on YouTube. Now we're talking business. You have to be on podcasts. You have to do video, audio, images, and written word. So for me, I want to double down on the vlogs, and some of them I will duplicate. I will use the audio for this, for example. I'm not, but I could for a podcast episode. I'm still going to record all the podcast episodes onto my Instagram TV. Check another base. But yeah, the vlogging idea for me is, I've had a long think about this, and I think there's more value to be given from my point of view and from our company's point of view than just sharing cool wildlife shots. That's easy. That's easy. I mean, I'm about 17 trips, I shit you not, 17 trips behind on all my images, processing wise, because there's other things that take preference. So yeah, so I'm this episode, just if you've only noticed it now, is just kind of a brain dump for me. What's going on? Put it all down. So yeah, more vlogs coming up, more stuff like this. I don't want to really go the review route. Been watching a couple of those, but talking about new cameras, at a desk talking, sharing opinions, sometimes tutorials, but I am going to be doubling down on vlogs a whole lot more. Now, there's two things for me which also kind of pushed me over, is the ability to film proper vlogs. It's always interesting because it takes a shitload of work. I've bought 2 new pieces of equipment, which for me is exactly what I need to produce more content and to make it more interesting, not just for you guys, but for me as well. The first one is this. Where's the front of this? Is that. Right. That's going to be interesting. I'll talk about that in due course. And the other one I'm filming on right now, which is the DJI Osmo Pocket. It's phenomenal quality. It's got a whole bunch of features, which for me, doing what I do is great. I mean, just normal. I can do face tracking, so I can move over here, and it's following me along, you see. So a lot of stuff which I normally would do with a GoPro, and it kind of hamstrung me a bit. I've now got 2 very cool pieces of equipment, plus the GoPro, plus obviously all the other cameras and stuff that we use for these kind of things. Anyway, that's me for now. So I thought, I have it a bit, I've got to pack now and go to the airport. But let me just put this down on film, let me get the vlogs ticking, and I'm going to be doing a whole lot more of these. Travel will still happen. I'm going to do some from LA, from the show, from New York with Dixon. I will do all of those things, but I do think I'm not going to hedge the content I'm putting out just on the wildlife and travel side of it, because I believe there's so much more. And for those of you that do this kind of thing, I also think it's a nice outlet. I know for me, being able to do this and just kind of get the thoughts, whatever it is, out is awesome, because if you put them out, new ones can start. So for me, it's a creative thing as well. Anyway, that's me for now. I'm going to pack and go to the airport. I'll check in an episode. My name is Jerry. I'm from Wilder. Have a good one. Bye.